that God would need. This would be it. And God would send Elijah because Naboth and those people that they betrayed before were not working as a prophet of God. Not to say, that their lives did not matter. They did matter. They mattered so much that after the wickedness was done, God would send a prophet amongst them to their doorstep to call them on it. All because they spent an inordinate amount of time using all of God's blessings that God poured upon them to frame God's children. I bring these things up because I need you to understand the importance of framing. As I said, we give the person that creates the frame, that enacts the framework, all of the power. We only see the projection, the perspective, the storyline through the one that puts the image in the frame. And the one that puts the image in the frame can choose whatever portion of the image they want to frame. It doesn't have to be the truth. It could be one single aspect of the truth. And they'll frame that, leaving out vital aspects that support the truth and that lend a whole different idea to the situation. They'll leave all of that out and focus in on one single aspect or a partial piece of an aspect that leaves things open to question or to confusion or for debate. I'm here to tell you that all of us have within us the ability to be our own lawyer. Friend, when people of the world put you in a frame, it is your job to become your best lawyer. Friend, God is not going to come and be your lawyer. That is not the way that this system is set up. If you can't be your lawyer, God will send a prophet amongst you to be your lawyer. Because that's literally what a prophet is. He's a lawyer. What is a lawyer? They advise, represent clients in legal proceedings. They draft documents and negotiate. All the prophets of God were lawyers. They were lawyers for people, the children that didn't know how to do such, that haven't risen and ascended within themselves to be able to do so effectively. They may not know the law of God. They may not have studied their own ascension and understood the law of God through activity, which is the best way to know it. They may not know it. And because God loves you so much, and he'll never leave you alone and vulnerable to such cowards, he will send you a lawyer, a prophet, to represent you, to advise you on your rights, to advise you to the law, so that you no longer stand in the darkness of this law, that you become knowledgeable of it. To draft documents on your behalf, spiritual documents, to interpret the word for you, to make it come to life, to make it sing in your life as fuel, not as a fantasy, not as a good old story of the past days and how we used to be, but something that you can reference and that you can use as a tangible resource in your life today to help you navigate the many paths of this life, to overcome such people as these people that look to frame you, to give you the power while sitting in the frame that they have superseded above you and your truth and above you and your life, for you to cast off that frame, or even if you can't cast it off, for you to sit in that frame in a seat of power, not as a victim, but as a representation of real power, of authority, of truth. So that while you're sitting in that frame, you are conveying effective truths that dispel the lie. So that when they see you in that frame, what you are representing is completely contradictory to the lie of the Jezebels and the Ahabs and the Sauls of the world. And that truth that you display holds them in judgment. You mirror it back upon them and you say, no, that is you. That is you. We walk in with this mirror everywhere you go. Anytime you interact with me, you are looking at yourself. The only way that you dispel the spell of the frame, the only way that you hold power while positioned in the frame, is for you to become your own lawyer. And you've got to know the law. There's no way around it. And you've got to know your story. And you've got to be able to sit in that frame and do what they expected you to do all along. Observe. All of these things are seasonal. There's a time and a place for them.